Hi, Janelle Schaefer here, and I am doing the second part of the video for felting a bar of soap with alpaca fiber. So this project could be done with sheep wool, but because I have a friend who has an alpaca farm very close to us, I purchased some unwashed alpaca fiber and dyed it myself, and I wanted to use it for this project. So I will just show you a few samples. I used Kool-Aid and vinegar to dye my fiber, and that would be another video on an explanation for that. But this was fiber that was more brown, and then I used, hopefully you can see that, I used like a blue Kool-Aid and it turned like bluish brown. Alpaca fiber is strange. It really looks like almost like human hair or dreadlocks. It's long, it's not as fluffy. Well, it's fluffy, but it's not as fuzzy and tight as sheep wool. So this is some yellow fiber. The alpaca fiber was white, and then I dyed it yellow. So it does not create as tight of a weave when you felt it as does sheep wool, but it has kind of like a nice fuzzy effect. So what you need is a bar of soap, and you can use all different sizes, and you can get real fun with the soap that you choose. You need your fiber. You need a piece of screen. Now this is just from a roll of window screen. It is about 6 by 6 inches. And then you probably need some paper towels, a spray bottle with hot water, and saran wrap. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you're going to do is create a nest for your soap. And to do that, I'm starting with some yellow fiber, and I'm just pulling apart the strands and creating some space. I don't want it to have that like dreadlock appearance. Like I want to make it nice and fluffy and spread apart. So I'm just pulling this apart, and I'm going to just lay it here on my paper towel. And I want to add some other colors to the mix here. I have some green. And the reason why I used Kool-Aid is because I wanted a quick, easy dyeing method that I could do with my kids. And it was really simple. So I'm just layering the fiber. And now I have, if I push it down, it's maybe like a ½ inch thick. And I do not see any spaces on my table in between the fibers, so it's like a good thickness. So then I set the bar of soap on top, and I can kind of like squish the fiber around the bar. And now I want to put some more, like make a nest top. So I'm going to use some pink alpaca fiber. And this is just getting pulled apart. And I'm just going to lay that down. And then I have a little bit of maroon. And this was like a deep, like a raspberry Kool-Aid or something, like made the fiber kind of like a burgundy. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on top. And I'm looking to see, as I squish this down, I have a little bit of space. So I might add a teeny bit of fiber here because there was like a little hole. Okay, so now I'm going to spray this with my warm water. And normally when you felt, you use soap. You add soap, but because we are using a bar of soap, we don't really need to add any more. So the top is sufficiently wet. I'm going to flip it over, add some water to the bottom. Okay, and I'm just kind of squishing it together, and then I'm going to pull a piece of saran wrap out of the box, and what I want to do is kind of just tightly wrap the soap, and it will like start to fold up over the edges, and you kind of want to just push it back into place so that all the sides are covered, and then you kind of make it, squeeze it tight. Okay, and you'll see it's starting to like bubble a little bit. All right, then you take the screen and you wrap it around, and you go from one side at a time, and you agitate, go in circles with your hand, and you're applying that like friction. So I'm going to go probably like 40 times per side. I'll try to go quickly here. And see my area a little bit. This is a good activity that you can do with your kids. It's pretty simple. I mean, I have to help with the wrapping of the bar with the saran wrap, and they do seem to need help with this part as well. Like if you hold and they rub, but you can do this craft or this art exercise with children. And then just keep turning, go to the back side. And you might have to like push the fiber back, like it'll pull apart a little bit. You gotta have to kind of keep pushing it back onto the bar. So I'm like tamping it down. And it is getting like very, very soapy in here. So the thing about this soap, after you do this, you can put it, I would say it's probably best for like hand soap, and you can leave it like at your sink, and you can just leave the wool right on the soap, and it serves as a little bit of a loofah. If you want to try a bar for the tub, I would recommend using the sheep wool versus the alpaca because it is tighter. The alpaca seems to be fine for just washing hands. So there you go. I could keep going, but I want to be able to show you what's happening. So I'm just unwrapping the bar, and it's definitely matting onto the bar and felting together and making that tightness. So I would want to continue to do this. I would probably say maybe 75 times each side if I want a really tight weave or felting so that it doesn't pull apart. So that is my version of felting soap. I came up with this method. I watched a few different methods, and I found that this was the easiest to do. So I hope that you give it a try and come back and comment and like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to just put this back up. So thanks, and I am signing off.